Here is the Avast Security News Roundup for the week ending June 24th, 2022. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and get involved. T-Mobile is being shady with your app downloads and browsing history. In yet another example of T-Mobile being the worst with its customers' data, the company announced a new money-making scheme this week, selling its customers' app download data and web browsing history to advertisers. The package of data is part of the company's new App Insights ad tech product that was in beta for the last year, but formally rolled out this week. According to Ad Exchanger, which first reported news of this announcement from the Cannes Festival, the new product will let marketers track and target T-Mobile customers based on the apps they've downloaded and their engagement patterns, meaning when or how often they open and close particular apps. For more on this, see Gizmodo. Meta reportedly plans to shut down CrowdTangle. One thing researchers have used to track and spread the viral stories on Facebook, including ones that spread misinformation, is a tool that Meta owns called CrowdTangle. Based on anonymous sources, Bloomberg reports what may have suspected that Facebook has largely removed development support from CrowdTangle and is making plans to shut the tool down. CrowdTangle is a public insight tool from Facebook that helps publishers, journalists, researchers, fact-checkers, and more follow, analyze, and report on what's happening across social media. For more on this story, see The Verge. Toddy Cat claws at Asian governments. Researchers have monitored an advanced persistent threat, codenamed Toddy Cat, that has been linked to attacks on government and military entities in Europe and Asia since at least December 2020. Using an unknown exploit to deploy the Chopper web shell, the group targets Microsoft Exchange servers to activate a multi-stage infection chain, ultimately leading to Samurai, a backdoor that allows the attackers to move laterally within the compromised network. It is unclear if this operation is connected to a similar APT Avast was tracking a couple of years ago, which also attacked the same kind of targets but used Ghost Rat to install its backdoors. This seems to be a nation-state sponsored attack due to the nature of the targeted victims and the complexity of the attack chain, commented Avast security evangelist Louis Carones. Although there is evidence that points to the possible country behind the attack, attribution requires more indicators. It is still too early to have a final answer. For more on this story, see the Hacker News. Yodel tracking system down due to a hack. Delivery company Yodel is continuing to convoy parcels to clients, but customers cannot track their packages due to what the company calls a cyber incident. Yodel did not expound on what kind of cyber incident it experienced, but the issue seems also to be causing service delays. As soon as we detected the incident, we launched an investigation led by our internal IT division and sponsored by an external IT forensics group, a Yodel spokesman told ZDNet. We are working to restore tracking as quickly as we can and have engaged with all relevant authorities, they added. Microsoft retires emotion recognition AI in a move intended as a meaningful update to its responsible AI standard. Microsoft has announced that it will be retiring its research into facial analysis capabilities that purport to infer emotional states and identity attributes such as gender, age, smiles, hair, facial hair, and makeup. These efforts raised important questions about privacy. Azure AI Principal Group Project Manager Sarah Bird wrote in the announcement. She also said the capability to predict sensitive attributes could open up a wide range of abuses, including subjecting people to stereotyping, discrimination, or unfair denial of services. For more on this, see Engadget. Exploit allows ransomware attack on OneDrive and SharePoint. Security researchers have discovered a way in which attackers could encrypt documents stored on OneDrive or SharePoint. The cloud ransomware attack chain relies on abusing the document versioning settings that are part of the Office 365 and Microsoft 365 cloud offerings. By default, documents on OneDrive or SharePoint can have up to 500 versions, but that number is configurable by the user. If an attacker gets in through phishing or some other means of infection, they could reduce the number of versions accessible to the user down to one, and then the attacker could encrypt that one version. For more explanation on this proof of concept, see CSO Online. Almost 70,000 patient records exposed in Kaiser breach. On June 3rd, health plan provider Kaiser Permanente disclosed a data breach that involved 69,589 patient records, including names, dates of service, medical record numbers, and lab test results. According to the company, credit card numbers and social security numbers were not exposed. On April 5th, 2022, Kaiser Permanente discovered that an unauthorized party gained access to an employee's email. We terminated the unauthorized access within hours after it began. The healthcare provider wrote in its statement, "It is unclear why the company waited 2 months to report the breach. While we have no indication that the information was accessed by the unauthorized party, we are unable to completely rule out the possibility," the company added. For more, see TechCrunch. This week's must-read on the Avast blog. Phishing scams that use voice and voicemail to target victims are becoming more prominent. Interpol is cracking down, but you still need to protect yourself. Read the article at the link listed, or watch my video on this topic at the following link. And that wraps up this week's Avast Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.